Good morning. Um, so I got the idea for this video from watching Amanpour and Company, Christina Amanpour. Show she has on YouTube, what she did with Condoleezza Rice. If you may not remember correctly, she was a member of the George Bush administration. And I'm just looking at the video, some of it, and I'm looking at the comments and the description, and it bothered me because what they asked her about the voting stuff. Asked her a bunch of questions about Republican Party, what's going next, and people were saying we need to have her run again. She should run, and I'm just sitting here, and it's bothering me because it's a reminder that all of those madmen got away with it. They waged a 20-year-long war, fought on the basis of a lie. And they got away with it. And now I've got to watch them tell me about what the future GOP should be after Trump. And Condoleezza Rice, from what I understand, doesn't believe January 6th is that big of a deal. It's no big deal. She's Republican. Let me say this before I go into it. Seeing all the people on here saying that she's right and she has a few good things here and there, it reminds me that on the left, ultimately our fight is futile in America. Because the fact that we can rehabilitate people who told such manifest lies, that just manifested so much foolishness and so much loss of life, it's a reminder that on the left, we haven't really gotten anywhere. We got a black president. We got gay marriage. You got your healthcare stuff. You got a black Supreme Court justice. You have a few things that, on the surface. But that as far as when it comes to real stuff, Republican Party is what it was in the 2000s. And they're still in control of same people who were in control then are in control now. That's my point. And that they want stuff like the reversal of Roe v. Wade and things of that nature. Our fight is in smoking weed and police chokeholds and stuff that is so infinitesimally unimportant in the big picture. And they'll give you a few things, but you're still not going anywhere. I get it. I get it. You want to play both sides, and they want to. Maybe she was just someone that wanted to talk. I get it. If I had a show, I'd bring her on too. If I had a show, because you're gonna get views. You're gonna get content people watching based on that pop, that name. I want to read you something here. Well, a little further. If that's the case, that we looked at George Bush to condemn Donald Trump, and then people say, well, Condoleezza Rice speaks so well, let's get her in the GOP, then that tells me that, for the left, unless you're recognizing where America is, you will go to the right if you're political. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a conceptual understanding of how they ran this country into the ditch, what this country was before Obama, and what it is after Trump. Let me say this too. If people don't understand history and don't understand the lies that were told to get us into those wars, millions dead, trillions wasted, if innumerable lives just damaged forever, if people can't understand it and have a sort of a historical perspective on these issues, the left will always lose. Because it's got to be about more than just weed and stuff like that. It's got to be about way more than that. And if they can just go back 20 years in the past and dig up a war criminal that speaks a little bit better than Trump, and you're like, yeah, I like him, that tells me that we've achieved nothing. That like all this stuff that the right screams about with their grooming kids, all sorts of bullshit. This shows me we've accomplished nothing. Not really. We've accomplished nothing because in a reasonable world, Condoleezza Rice, Colin Powell, he's passed on now, Rumsfeld, he's passed on now. Those people wouldn't be able to get on a public access channel. I get it. They got away with it. None of them went to jail. I get it. I think Scooter Libby got pardoned by Trump. I get it. You got away with it. You leaked a CIA agent's information and her name, a long-time CIA asset, simply because she would not go in with the cockamamie lies about Saddam having weapons of mass destruction, yellow cake, which he did not. I get it. You got away with it. And I get it. Most Americans are too stupid to understand the seriousness of that. That an administration was so angry that an agent would not lie for them. They leaked the information. This is why Blue Lives Matter and all that is foolishness. Because when it comes down to it, if you won't stand with them, they'll destroy you. If Americans can't understand that and can't remember that, remember the lies, weapons of mass destruction and such, then the left, we don't have any ground to stand on. All we've got is like millennial kids and stuff like that. That's all you have. You don't have a historical perspective of how we got a Trump, of how we got the rule of the evangelicals, of how we got fascists and how we got Stephen Miller. Like, it's just about racism. This is about dominionism. This is about a select group of people wanting to use climate change as a weapon and want to get ahead of it instead of helping to avert it, get ahead of it so that they can be ahead of the next turning. Because society is always turning. It's always turning. Read your comment. I'll be done with this. I lost respect for Condi as a defender of democratic values in this interview. I disagree with her that the mere mentioning, or shouting as she puts it, of charges of voter suppression designed to shut down public debate. The case that voter suppression exists and that has a material impact on election outcomes is very strong, as opposed to Trump claims of rigged election, which have been examined closely across multiple jurisdictions, including GOP administrations, and found not to have merit. Listen, and I would tell this person, you gotta understand something. The Republican Party, I believe, moving in this direction of people that agree with Trump on everything. They just feel that he's too much vinegar and not enough sugar. He's too much vinegar and not enough honey. In his case, it'd be fucking battery acid, but she's simply trying to smooth over Trump by saying that these things are going to shut down for debate. These things exist, baby. This is why I say when Joe Rogan and others bring on these kind of people that speak good, Candace Owens and others who speak good and have a little vocabulary behind them, you can be fooled. You can be fooled to think that they're presenting something new. They are not. They're just smoothing out fascism. If I wrote a book, that's what I would call it. Smoothing out fascism. They are the velvet glove on the iron fist. Still an iron fist. Same as it always was. In Trump's case, it wasn't even iron. It was just something sharp and menacing that existed. For many people, literally. For others, it was hinted. I just feel that if Democrats or people who are interested in preserving democracy are so easily fooled by some con woman who was a part of a criminal administration, and they're willing to give her a pass because she says some good things now, then I've got to say that we're doomed. The left is doomed. And because I mean, we saw with Trump that people don't really even want this kind of stuff, this idea of a secure society. They don't. If some two big criminal can come in and say, "I'll cut taxes for you," and yeah, I'll do speeches talking about cancel culture and wokeism and dishwashers, and people will accept that, we're done. Because the left right now's idea is hitting off of climate change, preparing for the next pandemic, preparing for monkeypox get worse. We have some legitimate grievances with the federal government, and we have some legitimate concerns for the future. Those legitimate concerns are not about weed or any of the other minor, insignificant issues put forward. I'm not going to ignore the crimes committed by administration, the Bush administration. And you shouldn't either. I get it. They got away with it. You know, when Bush was doing his crimes and all that, when he was doing that, I kept thinking Democrats are going to have hearings after they find out weapons of mass destruction exists. No. They wanted to get body armor for troops, which tells you that anytime the right makes a move towards fascism, the left moves right with them. This is why accelerationism doesn't exist. This is why I was wrong. Accelerationism does not exist because the Democratic Party will move right. They'll move right. That instead of holding a president accountable for telling lies, your first thought is to get the troops body armor and armor. And not, who was it that told you weapons of mass destruction when we haven't found them? Why did you leak Valerie Plum's information and put her and her husband in danger? No, let's go get troops body armor. Let's go get them what they need to go kill a bunch of people. Thanks for listening.